We are playing one of the sweetest decks in Modern. We've got Hollow One, we've got Detective's Phoenix coming back from the graveyard, giving things haste. We've got the new Nethergoyf, and some old favourites, the things like Burning Inquiry as well, and Goblin Lore. This deck is sweet. There's not really much to talk about, so let's just go straight into the gameplay, because I am really excited to play this. Oh, and shout out Christian M. This is the list that I'm playing. I found yours online. I think you 5-0'd a league. No, you went 6-2 at an Axion Mega Modern. Huh, sweet. Okay, it was actually a player from the UK. Awesome to see. I would have been at that event. So awesome. Congrats on the 6-2 finish. But yeah, let's go ahead and play the list. All right, sweet. On the play. Let's go. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, I guess we keep this. I mean, it needs like a Burning Inquiry or a Goblin Lore for it to go off, but it's fine. We'll lead off with the bauble. We'll see if we want to keep us on top. We can fetch or shock depending on what it is. So it's a Tarn. I don't want a third land, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Bloodstained Mire here. Do we need... let's just get a shock land. I mean, like, I was trying to work out if we can get a basic, but I think the first two lands, just get both sources, and then we'll worry about saving life total after that, I think. Whenever I play Blood Crypts... Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Goblin Lore off the top from our Mishra's Bauble. That could make this turn 2 absolutely wild with this Hollow One. And we've got the Detective's Phoenix. Yeah, this could be pretty good. As long as we don't... I guess the only thing we don't want to do is like not discard the Phoenix. Ideally, we'll keep the Hollow One, pitch the Phoenix, and find some more stuff to throw in the bin. Opponent leads just straight off with a Surveil land during their main phase. They don't care what we're doing. They're not even going to try and represent anything, but I guess that's up to them. So I really want to get this Darcy in play before I Goblin Lore. So our opponent is led off with a Underground Mortuary. So what, are they Yawgmoth? That's the only thing I can think of. I'm trying to work out if we can utilize this bolt during their end step. I think it is probably worth trying. So let's just go ahead and Darcy. And in fact, we're just going to main phase bolt them to get this Goyf bigger. And we'll trigger Surveil and we'll try and get this Darcy even bigger. I think we just want to start swinging with as much damage as possible. Well, we don't need another land, so we can put that in the bin regardless. But yeah, now our Nethergoyf is bigger. And I think this is just fine to do. Next turn, the chances are we're going to be swinging for a lot more. We'll probably have Delirium if this Goblin Lore resolves, which I assume it will, because our opponent is on green-black. As long as we don't face an Endurance, I don't think we're too worried. Oh, Shifting Woodland. Again, that does go in Yawgmoth, but... Yeah, okay, yeah, it's Yawgmoth. This Detective's Phoenix hopefully is going to be able to go on this Nethergoyf. Okay, maybe not then. Now they've got the Haywire Might, they can get rid of the Detective's Phoenix quite efficiently. Same with the Hollow One, though. Exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. Is this still a creature? Play this as Bestow. I don't know if it's still classed as a creature because of the creature subtype. I suck with the rules for Magic, so I don't know if you can Haywire Detective's Phoenix. Which is better to do? I guess if we go Burning Inquiry, we can then Detective's Phoenix, assuming it goes in the bin. But that would also require this to go in the bin. I don't know what's correct, but let's just go for a Goblin Lore and see what happens. Another Nethergoyf. I think we're just going to put that in the bin. We don't really... I think we just mill over as much as we can. Try and fuel our Detective's Phoenixes and our Nethergoyfs. And our Darcys. Alright, what did we throw in the bin? We did throw away the Phoenix. We did hit another land. And we did hit a Hollow One. Did we just hit the absolute jackpot? So we can go use this. Fetch a... our life total doesn't matter too much, but I think it's a little bit over the top to get another shock. So let's just go for a mountain. I believe this is now free. Yeah. And now we can just cast the Phoenix from the graveyard. Our opponent can use the Wall of Roots to activate this and potentially use this on the Phoenix. I do not know the rule interaction with this at all. But we're going to try. What do we need to do? Exile 6 CMC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's literally every single spell in our graveyard that costs mana. Well, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, we get to surveil a bit more. Maybe make the scope a little bit bigger again. Hopefully we're going to see something that we can enable. It's not Fatal Push. That does put another instant in our graveyard. And then we'll have... Okay, our opponent's just conceded on that anyway. But I was hoping we would find out the interaction there. But okay, all right, on to sideboarding. What do we want in this matchup? I assume we want Surgical. Trespasser is very slow. I don't think that's what we're looking to do in this matchup. Rain of Gore. Do they gain life? Well, that depends on what version of the combo they're running. If they're running the Blood Artist, that one gains life. But there are also other versions of the combo which don't gain life. So that doesn't necessarily work. They're not a Tron deck. I guess Blood Moon could be fine. What sucks in this matchup? Bolt doesn't kill a whole lot. It does kill their 1-drops, which is quite nice. They draw from Yawgmoth a lot, so that's pretty good. Do we even need Blood Moon? I'm not convinced. I think I'd rather just have the bolts to kill their 1-drops. The Surgical seems fine, though. Just because it interrupts the combo. But I guess we're not even going to try it. Like, I think if they get to the point where they've got the combo, then we're kind of screwed. I think we just want to stay lean. I don't know what the correct option is. I don't know this deck. I've net decked it, but we'll give this a try. So we can bolt their 1-drop, and we can double cycle Street Wraith. We'll keep it. This hand could be anything. With double Street Wraith, who knows what your opening hand has? I think that's the beauty of these decks. Like, you got an opening hand, it looks fine, but if you have a bunch of Street Wraiths or a Burning Inquiry, you have no idea what your hand's going to be like by the end of your first turn. Okay, so let's go Foothills, Bauble, see what's on top of our deck, see if we want to draw it. A Swamp. Yeah, not a big fan of that. Let's just go get a Blood Crypt and Shock. Draw a card. Draw another card. I'd really like to get this Darcy in play, but I feel like you're supposed to just bolt here. We're going to go greedy and play the Darcy. I can definitely see the correct play here being just bolt this whilst you can. But next turn, we can go Darcy again, then bolt 2 Surveil triggers. That's too juicy to pass up on. Oh, now 4 Surveil triggers. What are they up to here? They're going to shock? They don't. So if we had bolted their 1-drop, they would have just shocked here instead, I assume. Oh, they're not even playing anything. They're just killing our Darcy. That is great news for us. If their turn is just not play a Wall of Roots or something, that's just fine. Let's go Darcy first. Well, Mishra's Bauble, Surveil 1. What do we got? Oh, I do want to draw that, especially with the Bowmasters in hand and the double Phoenix. But we're going to lose out on so much Surveil value if we do keep that. Oh, actually, no, that's fine. So we'll keep that on top. We can then Bauble our opponent, because we know what's on top and we know we want to keep it. They're drawing an Overgrown Tomb, sure. And then what I'm going to do is during their upkeep. So now we can draw from the Mishra's Bauble, draw the card we want to. And then during their upkeep, we can go fetch, then bolt this. So they don't get access to the mana during their main phase. But I just really want to make sure that we draw this. And again, we're just going to fetch Shock here, I think. The first one I think is fine to do. We've got Creature Land and Artifact in the graveyard, so this is going to put us to instant as well. I don't think we really want to be continuing the baubles at this point. I think I just want to find another land so that next turn we can go Bowmaster's Burning Inquiry, Bowmaster ping everything, and yeah, just all the good stuff. Another fail push, sure. Opponent has sideboarded into Golgari midrange here. They're playing the rock. Who needs creature combo when you just got a bunch of fail push? Sure, let's go ahead and do this and hopefully find a land. We do. Okay, we're about to have some fun here then. So at this point, I am just going to go get a mountain because I'm getting a little bit worried about our life total here. Let's go black, anything. Bowmaster. And there is a consideration for not wanting to Burning Inquiry because we know that our opponent doesn't have too much going on. They've just done nothing with their mana all this time. But at the same time, I think we just want to get going with this Burning Inquiry, get our Bowmaster to be huge. Like, what, they're going to have the third Fatal Push here? That would be insane if they do. We are only at 6. Oh my god. How are we so low? Oh, it's the Street Wraiths as well. Yeah, Street Wraiths can catch up on you pretty quick. What's the opponent doing? Oh, I've just realized we don't have the chat log on. There we go. That might be a little bit easier for you guys to see now. Bunch of triggers at the opponent here. And what do we discard? The Ox, a Phoenix, and a land. Okay, things are looking pretty good. Got loads of stuff going on in the graveyard. We can bring back the Phoenix next turn and the Ox. Things are looking pretty good. Oh, we can take that upkeep stop off. We don't need that anymore. Maybe when we untap and we've got stuff to do, but... apologies if you can hear anything in the background. What's our opponent doing for 1 black mana? Did they just mulligan into Oblivion here? What's happened? Or have they just flooded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are surgicaling our Phoenix. Okay, that's pretty good. So they get rid of 1 Phoenix in the graveyard, 1 in our hand. Pretty nasty that we just lose a card from our hand. Like, a lot of these effects will say if you get one from your opponent's hand, then they draw a card, or they make a zombie, or something, or they make a 2/2 zombie. But this one just takes them. So yeah, that sucks. But next time we can still Ox, right? The one of Ox, and we just happen to put it in the bin straight away. So it's escape, exile 8 other cards from your graveyard. I think that's worth doing over these, because the Bowmaster isn't doing a whole lot. Goblin Lore, I guess, could. But drawing 3 cards is pretty sick, so let's go for that. Let's go for things that we've got duplicates of. So we've got a bunch of baubles, so we can do that quite safely. There's a Darcy, so we can leave that. I'm just trying to keep Delirium as enabled as possible. So that's Mishra's Bauble, Foothills, Street Wraith, Darcy. Oh my god, still one more? I guess we go for the Burning Inquiry because we're going to put the Goblin Lore in the graveyard. It's hard to tell what you're selecting. It's like, I wish it came up on like a screen like how it would in Arena. Whilst I'm not a massive fan of Arena, I think that works pretty nicely. Oh, they got us with the Bowmasters, which is pretty nice here. So they're going to be able to, I guess, just kill our Orc Army token. Because we're going to draw 3 and then 1 from the ETB. But if they kill the Orc token, then they don't get to kill our Bowmaster. So I'll be interested to see what they do here. Sure. Yeah, they're gonna decide to kill our token. I think they would have been better off going for this and this. Like instead of killing a 4/4 vanilla, you could have killed a Bowmaster and an Ox. I guess then the Ox is in the bin and we can do it again, but doesn't seem the end of the world. How much do these cost? 2 mana? Oh, so we can go ahead, play this. And I'm really hoping we have a basic mountain left. Please. Yes, we do. Sweet. And then we can go play the hollow one again. I was very concerned that we were only having shocks left. Okay. Things are looking alright now. So we've got a bunch of dudes in play. Our opponent's going to end of turn surveil, but we've got loads of power on board. So yes, they can. There's loads of cards in their deck that are really strong, but they often need other cards to go with them, and they have like nothing. A big dude is not that scary when it's a Yawgmoth player's big dude, because there's so many cards they draw that just do nothing with these two, like a Wall of Roots, any Mana Dork. Malevolent Rumble, one of the best cards they could have drawn. And they they reveal only lands. There is a Dryad Arbor in there by the look of it. So they really reveal a Misty Rainforest, Dryad Arbor, Swamp, and a Shifting Woodland. Shifting Woodland is going to have to be the pick, I assume, here. It could be anything. Even a Delighted Halfling. Yeah, they do choose the Shifting Woodland. They've got instant creature, artifact, land. Yeah, they've got Delirium. So they are playing the Zulaport Cutthroat, which means that maybe Reign of Gore is worth bringing in, but there are so many different versions of the combo. Some of them don't gain life, or don't have to gain life, I think is how it works. Actually, I guess they probably have to at some point, otherwise it's not infinite. Well, we don't really have much to do. We're only at 5. Whenever or another creature you control dies. Okay. Well, that's really good news for us. So we can swing in with these. And the most we can lose, I guess, here is 4. Very unlikely. They're just going to trade the Orc Army token off and chump and take 4. That's actually a relief. Us being at 5, I was more concerned about them killing us with their 4/4. So now the question is, can they stall the game out long enough with blockers that we just die? There's nothing scary that they can copy with the Woodland here, I don't think. Oh, I guess Haywire might. No, that doesn't even matter. But it does mean that we can essentially never get rid of this, right? So it becomes a copy of target permanent in a graveyard until end of turn. So they can just keep copying this, and eventually they're probably going to drain us out. We're going to need to get like a Phoenix to give something flying. If we do that, we can close the game out pretty quick. And maybe this was better off to play to surveil, but being only at 3, I kind of want to keep this and not surveil, and then maybe if we draw like a Goblin Lore or something like that, we can actually keep cards in our hand. Because if you Goblin Lore or Burning Inquiry on no cards, well, you don't end up with any cards, right? So if you have cards in your hand, you can actually possibly retain something that's of value. Opponent is deep in the tank. Not really sure what they could have drawn that would make them think too much. Because there's not that many lines. Unless this is like a chord. Which it is looking like it is a chord. Chord for 2? Sure. Oh, if this is just a sack outlet, they win, right? A Bowmaster, sure. Oh, and then attack us for 2? And then we lose. Just attack for 2 and then it's game. Yeah, sweet. All good. I think we did a little bit too much damage to ourselves there. So yeah, maybe Reign of Glory is just worth bringing in. Maybe in hindsight, Pyroclasm as well. It would have been terrible there. Reign of Gore would have been fine, but it wouldn't have actually changed anything. Yeah, I don't actually feel like anything in our sideboard here is actually particularly relevant. Like Graveyard Trespasser is fine, but it's super slow. Again, Blood Moon is fine, but they have Mana Dorks, they have Basics, they have Haywire Might, they have Beseiju. They have so many ways to answer this. I'd rather just like be more aggressive. Because when it gets to the late game, if they find something like what's the new birthing pod called? Birthing Ritual. Then they just win eventually. It takes ages sometimes, but they eventually just drag the game out. All right, let's go back on the play and just try and get our opponent dead quickly. So we've got a turn 1 Nethergoyf, turn 2 like Fatal Push your dude. Not having a second land is super weak. I think we can do better than that. Alright, well, we'll definitely keep this. This hand is a bit of a gamble, but that's what we've signed up for in this. What are we getting rid of? I guess... probably Bolt. Yeah, let's try Bolt. So let's go Bloodstone Mire and Bauble. See what we've got on top. Hollow one. Oh shit, I was supposed to not play the land in case I wanted to play the basic. Like here, we should have actually played the basic, but that's fine. We can Street Wraith to get the hollow one. That's on me. Blood Crypt and Shock. And we leave it up to the gods. Oh no, we discarded the hollow one. I was really hoping we were going to keep that. What a shame. So we're going to draw here from the bauble. Hopefully we can find something decent. Okay, Nethergoyf, a 1-mana 5/6. I would consider that decent. Such a shame that we didn't get to play the hollow one on turn 1. That would have been so sweet. At least once this league, I'm hoping that's going to happen. Oh, and then we draw one. That's unfortunate. Well, we might as well play the mountain. It's not doing a whole lot here, but we'll still play out. Play out our 1-mana 5/6. Seems fair. And can we Detector's Phoenix this? How much mana does it need? 6. Sure. So cast this, target this. That's 5, and then I guess something that we've got a duplicate of. Well, we don't. So it's Nethergoyf or Burning Inquiry. As much as I don't want to get rid of the other Nethergoyf, I can't imagine us bringing it back. Because when we do, it'll make them so weak anyway. I think we're just better off keeping this big and relying on this Nethergoyf instead of trying to like diversify and play two, because the other one, to bring the other one back, you have to get rid of essentially Delirium, and then they'd both be very small. So, because this is only actually a 4/5, it's only because of the Phoenix that it's a 6/7. Opponent plays a Yawgmoth, which is not quite going to do much against our 6/7 flyer. So this is a turn 4 kill, potentially, if our opponent doesn't have an answer, which is insane. Let's just go play Darcy here. And we can Fatal Push main phase here, just to trigger Delirium. Sorry, not Delirium. We'll trigger Surveil, put an instant in the graveyard, which will put this up to 7 power, potentially 8 if we Surveil over something new. That is quite tempting, but we've already got a 2-turn clock, so I don't really see any value in it. Hopefully they don't have a Fatal Push. If they do, this is going to suck. They do. All good. We still keep the Phoenix, and I'm glad that we didn't Fatal Push now. We've still got 5 flying power, so feeling pretty good here. Our opponent hasn't got a lot of time to go off, and with like one key piece of interaction, I think this is going to be very hard for our opponent. They're going to need more like life gain or more kill spells. If their hand is full of Fatal Pushes, then this is going to be a lot harder. Malevolent Rumble? Sure. They reveal a Sylvan Safekeeper, Wall of Roots, Besage and a Bowmasters. They take Besage, so I don't know if they're trying to detect this Phoenix that, or they... No, they wanted it for their land drop, okay. Soul Cauldron. Creatures you control have, with 1/1 counters, have all of activated abilities of cards exiled with the Soul Cauldron. That is scary. At the moment, they don't have anything that's too concerning other than Sylvan Safekeeper. But, I mean, if they want to start sacking their lands, that's on them. So if we Fatal Push end of turn, it just comes back as a 2/2. And I don't think they really care. So I guess we just untap. Well, let's swing in for 5 here. And, let's make sure we attack with both. Darcy already just gets in there automatically. So, what, have they got Endurance here? If they have Endurance, that would be absolutely wild, because then they could block the Darcy because it would lose Delirium. So yeah, our opponent taking a... Oh, sure, they're going to try and do this. Creature, artifact, land. Sure, so I guess we Fatal Push now. Do we want that? I think we do. We'll go ahead and keep that on top. But we have an instant in our graveyard now, so... Yeah, I just wanted to make sure our Darcy didn't get blocked and die to Yawgmoth. And then next turn we can Burning Inquiry if we need to. Potentially just... should have played a land drop there. Possibly not, actually. If we've got Burning Inquiry, maybe we don't want to. I'm not sure. I haven't really done too much thinking about Burning Inquiry and how many cards you want in hand. I don't think it should matter too much at this point. Like, I think our life total is not going to be too relevant in this game. It's only when you draw a bunch of Street Wraiths where it becomes scary. So we've got 5 going on in the air. Can we scrape 2 extra damage from anything? I guess it'd be another Phoenix to go in the graveyard would enable 2 more damage. Or a Bowmaster's ETB plus them drawing a card, something like that. Opponent is deep in the tank. I would not want to be in their situation. This is a very complicated deck for them to play, especially with Sylvan Safekeeper in the graveyard. Like, I don't know. It's not what I want to be doing. Our opponent's got the Grist, which is pretty good. They can sack the Yawgmoth if they really want to here. They choose not to. Okay, so they're just, by the look of it, they're going for the next turn kill. Setting up for their chord. Because for you to not minus there means that you'd have to sacrifice so much. I think they are just going for the next turn kill. So, I guess we play the Blood Crypt because I want the Ox in the bin, but I want the hollow one in my hand. So it's very counterintuitive. Let's just go ahead and shock. We'll cast the Burning Inquiry and see what happens. We get a little Surveil first. What do we got? I want to see like a Phoenix here or something. Another Goyf. Well, we're just going to put that in the bin. I'm really just looking to try and get a Phoenix in the graveyard. So we're basically just getting rid of everything. And we hit... So we discard Hollow One, Bowmaster, and Ox. So this one is free. And I guess we play the Ox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we're going to lose Delirium, so I need to attack first. And I have a feeling that they're just going to kill us next turn. So I kind of want to kill this Grist just to turn them off of 1 extra chord. But that seems overly cautious, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we just go face. I can see an argument for killing the Grist, but I don't know the deck well enough to know how much it changed. Like, it essentially makes them have 1 less chord. Which I can definitely see being very relevant, but I'm not going to think about it too much. Oh, so they might try and Agatha's here again. Maybe we should have just played the Ox whilst we had priority, actually. Yeah, maybe that was... I don't know, like... I'm pretty sure if we do that, we lose our Delirium and stuff. So I'm not sure if we should have done that or not. Who knows? We didn't come here to think. We came here to play Burning Increase on turn 1 and hopefully play a bunch of hollow ones. We've played a land, right? Yeah. So had we have played that land last turn, we could have brought back another Goyf this turn. But they're gonna gum up the ground anyway, so I think it does come down to stuff in the air anyway. It's literally, can you combo off? Opponent is seeing numbers in the... I don't know what that meme is from. Is it The Matrix, where all the numbers are like flying on the screen or something? I feel like every Yawgmoth player feels like they're doing that every time they play the deck. Rather you than me. Okay, 3 mana. Oh. Sure. So they can Boggart here. Exile our graveyard. They can tick down, kill the Darcy. No. Excuse me. Yeah, you should have done that the other way around, right? Because now you're going to put an extra card in our graveyard. In fact, that's 2 types. That's oh no, they can get rid of the Soul Cauldron. They don't care. I still think that they shouldn't have done that, and they should have done it the other way around. Like, you lose out on an insect token, but well, that makes things easy. Bonk. Sweet. Very strange round 1, I guess. But yeah, seems pretty sweet. Who needs to sideboard? Like, the deck is so sweet. You don't even worry about sideboarding. You know what? Don't even register a sideboard. Just play your main 60. Don't worry about it. On to the next one. Oh, we lost the die roll. Must be a bug. Oh, we literally rolled a 1. What do you roll on Modo? Is it a D6 or a D20? I'd assume it's a D6. I've never really thought about it. Devious Penguin 666. Alright, we're playing against a right menace over here. What would Devious Penguin 666 be playing? You know what? They sound, to me, like a Hollow 1 player. We'll go ahead and keep this. This hand is sweet. Turn 1 Darcy, and then whatever we need after that. Oh, we draw the bauble as well. We just get everything. Everything we wanted there, we got pretty much. Let's go Blood Crypt. Play Darcy. Play the bauble. Get that sweet, sweet Surveil value. Burning Inquiry. Yeah, absolutely, we'll take that. We will cycle this now, I think, because I want that Burning Inquiry. And is there any way that our opponent is going to Bowmasters us? So basically, if we bauble now, then we can't get Bowmaster screwed over. And I'm just trying to think, what decks play Flooded Strand and a Bowmaster in their deck? And the only thing I can think of is Zoo. So I don't think it matters. But because I want to wait for them to fetch before I bauble them. Okay, sweet. So now we can bauble them. I just want to do it before they hit their second land drop, if possible. I mean, I'm not going to miss out on the looking at the top card of someone's deck if they got like a fetch or something. That seems like a waste, but if you can avoid risking it into a Bowmasters, it feels like you might as well. They leave it on top. All right, opponent. What card is so valuable to you? Path to Exile. Yeah, that figures. Draw another land, which hopefully won't be too relevant. We've got a Burning Inquiry. We could just bin it anyway. Opponent does the correct play of doing it during our upkeep so that we don't get to get the land untapped. Okay, so we can Burning Inquiry or we can Bowmasters and then Burning Inquiry the next turn. We've got a Hollow 1. I think we are supposed to just resolve the Burning Inquiry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are. So let's just go. Do we want to play the land first? If we play the land, we are less likely to keep the Hollow 1. So I think we want to keep the land and increase our chances of not discarding Hollow 1. Okay, sweet. So now we can go ahead and cast a 0 mana 4/4. And I guess we can play the fetch and go get Surveil land. The other option that we had there really, I think, is just play a land, pass, end of turn Bowmasters, and then during our turn, Burning Inquiry, but the chances of all of that resolving is quite low. I like trying to get some pressure on the board as soon as possible. Ruckus Theatre, and we definitely do not want more land, so let's go ahead and bin that. Another Bowmasters. Okay, that's a really nice draw, I think, because now we can just go end of turn, or you know, if they tap out for a ring or something, just start Bowmastering. Opponent is just on good old-fashioned blue-white control, doing the Lord's work over here with Path to Exile and 5 mana to Fairy. Another Path. Oh, our opponent just does not care about new cards. They're just like, I like Path to Exile. I'm going to play Path to Exile. Can't even hate on it. I mean, it is very good against what is it called? The new god. No, it's not. It's not even a god. It's the Titan Clothis. Is it Clothis? No, it's not. It's Flage. I always think Flage is called Clothis, when obviously it's not. End of turn, we'll flash in a Bowmaster. See if they have anything to say about that. We'll go ahead and do it again as well. Add a nice bit of power to the board. See, our opponent is just playing things like Path and 5 mana to Fairy. Am I supposed to play around like weird cards like Settle the Wreckage? Like they could be playing absolutely anything. Our opponent is a wild card. What do you want to do, opponent? Counter the Goblin Law or interact with our stuff? They let it resolve. And why not? Let's Burning Inquiry. See if we can get some Bowmaster triggers. This could go crazy if this resolves. Oh my god. Well, you're going to need another Path, opponent. Because this is going to be a very big Orc army token. Memory Deluge? What? Is that lethal then? No, oh. That's frustrating. I did not mean to hit okay. We could have just brought back the Detective's Phoenix and killed them. They're on 1 anyway. They just concede. And okay. Moving over to sideboarding, what do we want to change? I guess Thoughtseize is pretty good against control. And Fatal Push is bad. Other than that, what else do we really want? Blood Moon can be fine. I think that's about it. Is there anything else we might need to take out? Seems fine. I don't even think we care about Blood Moon. I guess we can ramp it out if they path our stuff. So maybe that makes it more appealing. I don't want to be Blood Mooning our opponent. I want to be getting him dead. I'm just not a Blood Moon player. The only time I want to play Blood Moon is if I'm playing like red-green and I'm ramping and then I'm blowing up my opponent's lands. I think that's about the only time I want to use Blood Moon. Reign of Gore is some very specific tech, which I think is just outclassed by Leyline of Punishment. Now, this hand is pretty weak. We are 1 Goblin Law being countered away from just doing nothing. I think we still are supposed to keep this. The bolts obviously aren't ideal. I think they're quite important to the deck anyway, just to be able to finish our opponent off. But they're definitely one of the weak cards. Maybe these should be Blood Moons. Okay, that's a really good draw here. So let's go fetch shock. I specifically want to fetch shock as much as possible if our opponent's got 4 path to exiles, because I really don't want our opponent pathing us and us not getting a land. So we get that sweet Surveil value. I do not want another bauble. I want to actually find things to do, and we'll ease up on the Mishra's bauble here. Let them fetch first. They're going to go get an Elegant Parlor here, I assume. Is it Elegant Parlor is the blue-white one? No, it's Meticulous Archive, right? Yeah. On top of their library. Okay, Devious Penguin 666. You wanted to draw a March. That makes sense. Okay, back over to us. So they're letting us have priority, I guess, with the Darcy. Wasn't really expecting to have priority with it, to be honest. Guess they could do it now. No, they still don't want to. Oh, I guess we're supposed to cycle first, really. Goblin Law. Yeah, that was wrong. I think I shouldn't have tapped my mana. Then I could have instead gone Burning Inquiry, Detective's Phoenix, which might have been better. We're just going to mill this over because we could just end up discarding it anyway. Okay, and what do we even discard? Goblin Law. Okay, we just discard a bunch of cards that do the same thing. We'll go ahead and Mishra's Bauble here again. Get more Surveil. I think our opponent should have just gotten rid of this a lot earlier. Like, I assume they're going to just exile it anyway. If you're going to march it, you should have just marched it ages ago. We're going to go ahead and put the Street Wraith in the graveyard. Yeah, sure. That seems super, super late by our opponent. Demolition Field. Our opponent really is the good guy in this matchup. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Screw control players. We're the good guy. We're playing Hollowed One. We're playing Detective's Phoenix. We're not hurting anyone. Blowing up lands. That's hurtful. Countering every spell people play. That's hurtful. Playing Detective's Phoenix. We're the good guy. I take it all back. Yeah, let's just Burning Inquiry straight away, see what happens. We could have bolted to then have more chance of discarding the Phoenix, but it also means you have more chance of discarding the Hollow One. So let's go play the Hollow One first. We'll play the Bauble, see what we're going to draw, and then we can decide if we want to fetch or not. A Darcy. Yeah, I'd be fine with drawing a Darcy, I think. Actually, I think I'd rather not. I want things like the Detective's Phoenix to try and bin them. And what do we got in the graveyard? So we've got 2 Detective's Phoenixes. That's pretty nice. And a Nethergoyf. The chances our opponent is going to have something for this Detective's Phoenix, but I think we still need to try. And exile any number of cards from your graveyard that total 6 CMC. So Street Wraith and 1 Burning Inquiry. We'll do the job. 6/6 Flying Haste. Not too bad. So our opponent's going to have a path or something here. Surely they have something. They They kept a hand with no removal because we know that they drew the March. I guess they could just have March, right? Another March, and if that's the case, then you can't answer this. And they end of turn blow up our land. Sure. You know what? For that opponent, you're going to take 3 to the face. Opponent plays another land and cast Supreme Verdict. Sure. So what we can do now is we can just put another Phoenix on this Phoenix and then swing in for 4. Opponent is playing like a super old school deck. Oh, Bowmasters is interesting. Because we can play the Bowmaster and then get in with it straight away. That sounds pretty good. We might as well play the Bloodstained Mire, go get a... we're low on life. As much as I don't want to fetch a basic, I think I'm going to fetch a basic here. Wait, no, they're playing Demolition Field. Colonnade swings for what? 4? Fine, we'll shock. No, we're going to Thoughtseize as well. We can't do all of these things and kill ourselves. We're going to get a basic. Mountain. I guess we lead off with Thoughtseize. Our opponent is entirely drawing off the top here. Phoenix on the Bowmaster and exile a Street Wraith and another Burning Inquiry. Yeah, we've got plenty of them in the graveyard. And now we swing for 5. Put our opponent to 4, so we've easily got lethal next turn. All they've got in hand is a Spell Snare. Is that Spell Snare or Spell Pierce? Yeah, Spell Snare. So like the Ring, you know what? I don't even think they're playing the Ring. I think they literally went on to some MTG top 8 equivalent, went to 2000 and I don't know, 12, and picked a deck from back then that was blue-white control. But yeah, our opponent concedes in the end. We got there. This deck is so much fun. Obviously, it's a little bit easier when you play against people playing weird blue-white control. But yeah, the deck is great fun. Really enjoying Detector's Phoenix. So there you have it, a Hollow One in Modern. I don't know how much of the league I'm going to include in the video. I haven't made a video in like a month, so I kind of just wanted to get some content back out. I've been super burnt out from my Axiom Mega Modern win. Me and a couple of my teammates tested a lot for that event, and since then I kind of have just been burnt out from Magic. So yeah, this is my essentially my video back. Hopefully you guys can notice a little improvement on the webcam. It's literally just a phone, but I think it looks better. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you have any decks you want to see in the future, let me know. I did see someone commented on one of my videos the other day, which said they enjoyed the content, but they'd like me to play more of a variety of decks and not just the 2. So this is for whoever left that comment. I apologize, I don't remember your name. But yeah, if you write a comment, I literally do read every single one. And as always, if you want to support my content, head over to my Dictionary. On there, you can get access to my full in-depth Domain Zoo guide, listing everything from sideboard options to main deck cards to the fun pump and dump version, which I play sometimes just to have a bit more fun. And if you just want to support the content, it's basically Patreon, but it's Magic. So yeah, that is everything. If you want to see anything, let me know, and peace.